And do you feel, having gone through that situation, Lindsay, do you feel that you're better able to cope with failure, that you're more resilient, having sort of been through that almost trauma of not getting into your top university?
Yeah, I'll say I am now. It took me a while to get past that, just to kind of look at that moment through the lens I look at it now. Without wishing to direct your listeners to someone else's podcast, Brene Brown's podcast from a couple of months ago, I think it was with Dr. Sarah Lewis from Harvard. That really, really opened my eyes up about failure, because I think what they mentioned was that the word failure was a word that previously only applied to companies, to businesses, and it eventually developed into a word that we use for human activity. And I think it's kind of important to dive into that, because if you think about corporate failures, if you think Enron, Polypec, BCCI, those companies are gone forever. They failed. And if you think about human activities, if you try launching a new product and it doesn't quite work, that doesn't mean you lose the right to try again.
No,
So
I totally agree with you, Lindsay. I think that's a great point. And we're very happy to share other people's podcasts or resources, because I think the whole point of this podcast and having this conversation is to spread knowledge, and hopefully other people will learn stuff that we've picked up. And that's why we get top quality guests like yourself, Lindsay. I had never come across that point. So thank you very much for that.
you're very welcome. Yeah, I think perhaps we need to kind of unlearn the word failure when it comes to somebody who's tried and not quite made the result that they expected to get, or that they intended to get. Perhaps it's more, we need to start seeing what we call failures as learning outcomes. The saying goes that success is a poor teacher. I've definitely learned more from the moments where I haven't quite made the grade than from the times when everything went incredibly smoothly.